to achieve business success. And a big hello to those of you who have recently joined our world. Maybe you've just found us on YouTube, or maybe you have just become a member of our free Facebook group, Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop. You are home. You have found your tribe of people who, just like you, want to learn how to run a better business so that you can have a better lifestyle. What I want to talk to you about today is the effect that the past 20 months and the pandemic has had on your business, and what you have actually been able to take away from that in order to make changes that have actually been positive ones for you. Now, I want to acknowledge those of you that are like myself in a lockdown that has no end date. And understand that you have been through some pretty dark times and you may still be in them right now. I don't want to take away from that at all. I know that you are hurting. What I want to focus on today, though, is my belief, and I know it's one that many of you also share, that in every situation, particularly during hardship, there's a lesson that we can learn, and there's an opportunity in it as well. And I know from many of our engine room clients who are like the majority of you guys watching, if they're in the eastern states, they are in and out of lockdown, and a lot of them are currently in. A lot of our clients are in New Zealand as well, and many of them are happily returning to work today, but our Auckland clients are still in lockdown. But I've watched them make the most of what are really tough situations, and we've been able to help them create things during this time that they may not otherwise have ever given thought to creating, or they may have felt like it was beyond them because it just never appeared before now. We have people who continue to do the expense review exercise, and they did it with us last year during the first lot of lockdowns, and significantly improved their bottom line that way. But it was only being placed into a recent lockdown again that they realized that some of their old habits had allowed things to creep back in again, and went back through the process and was able to make a significant change in their operating expenses for the better of the business. We're not talking about cutting things out and making the business so lean that it struggles to operate. We're talking about cutting things out that actually make the business more optimal. We have had and currently have businesses that transitioned into a 4-day work week seamlessly because of lockdown. Your customers are more understanding than ever that work hours need to change right now when you are in lockdown. And it has been amazing to watch some of our clients who thought that a 4-day work week was never possible, that they'd never be able to re-educate their customers. But lockdown has provided them the opportunity to say, this is the way we're doing it from now on. There's not quite enough work for us to be open 5 days. And as they came out of lockdown and held those hours, their customers, who also had a new understanding of the benefits of additional lifestyle time, were like, that is great. That is awesome that you are doing that. So our clients were very much validated by those responses. We have clients who have taken the opportunity to reorganize their teams. They've had time to put into upskilling their teams while things have been quieter, or in New Zealand where you weren't allowed to operate at all. And this has meant that there's been a real learning pathway and a growth and leadership pathway that you can identify for your team members, which you can use as a recruitment tool to bring in other people that fit your culture and values. So what I'm really interested in hearing from you today, and I would love for you to share in the comments, and please don't be shy. I often say share in the comments and we get the same people commenting, but I know a lot more of you have a lot more to say than that. But I'd love for you to share what positive impacts the last 20 months have had on you and the way that you think, the way that you see things, your team, the business, and ultimately your lifestyle. I know when you're in lockdown, there's not a lot you can do in terms of being able to travel and have experiences, but there is that downtime, and we do certainly get plenty of that. So, how has your thinking transformed in this area out of the adversity that the pandemic has brought? Where have you seen the opportunities that you may not ever have seen had COVID not come along? I know for us here at the Workshop Whisperer, we let go of any physical office that we had in the middle of last year, and we now have a team that is based in 2 countries, and we are spread out as far as can be. We have a truly virtual business. I mean, all of our training was already online. But prior to COVID, I did still have this belief that some of us needed to be geographically located near each other. But COVID has allowed us to access things, resources, platforms that we may never have even known to investigate had it not been for the world moving online to stay connected and continue to be able to do business. And I can actually say to you, hand on heart, that the Workshop Whisperer delivers a better event to you virtually than what we had ever run previously in person. And that's not to say that our in-person events sucked. We've had more than enough feedback to know that they were amazing. But what we put forward virtually now for our engine room clients is something that is truly world-class. And we're able to tap into and access so many more world-class resources because we are online. So that's just some of the impacts that it's had for us. But please let me know in the comments, first of all, if you're on here live with me or whether you caught the replay. And then secondly, what's the one opportunity that the pandemic has brought you? Even if you can only see one, it doesn't matter. If you can see 10, let me know about those as well. Really keen to hear about the way that you've been able to change your thinking with this. All right, I look forward to reading those comments. Have a great